थोड़ा सा side पे जाओ.
Okay. Yeah. Moving further.
We have focus zone. Uh, okay, so the focus zone is basically we have built these booths, silent booths, जिसमें there's this acoustic lining and जिसमें आप बैठेंगे and you'll feel basically it's a noise cancellation thing. So आप जब इसके अंदर बैठेंगे, so you can clearly focus on your task or you can receive a call. Uh, yeah. Yeah, if you
with laptop.
yes, if you want to work or if you want to receive a call or a meeting in like
Want to sleep.
oh yeah, yeah, that too.
So this was a part of our focus idea where we wanted to give a different environment to the people who are coming and working in the cubicles. So they have a different environment to work in, like these focus zones or the hot desk area. And then we just wanted a different environment for to like everyone to have like a different taste of every space. And we also considered keeping the colors throughout, the blue, orange, and gray. Let's move ahead. So this room is what we named the social sphere. So this is where you will come in, and if you want to take some time off, relax, play a game with your colleague, or like if you want to. What? Sorry.
Cost paying is
Yeah. Have a very casual meeting, so we have a blackboard as well.
Yeah, so if you want to just draw something or write something, just to take out your day-to-day stress. And considering that we wanted to keep this space a very playful and a relaxed space, so we thought of opening up the ceiling and introducing the color orange into it so that it feels a bit open and also fun. So the element of fun, but also keep it minimal since it is a corporate office in the end.
Also, we have played with the lights. The lights are not like in straight lines.
The linearity,
हाँ,
we changed it a bit to also add to the element of fun.
fun and
So
playfulness.
this is the sitting booth space where you could just sit, and if you want to work in a relaxed environment, you can. These are the sitting spaces along with it, and we kept the carpet a bit minimal to again bring out the rest of the elements in this space. Dart put
बड़ा नहीं होना चाहिए किसी के घर से ले
हो सकता है, थोड़ा बड़ा होना चाहिए.
Because you see, this car is wrong has been putting the one just in the middle.
I see.
Can you see?
We may be putting an Xbox.
Yeah, we have kept a TV here, so later on we might have Xbox here. That all depends on the people here.
And just
What their
yeah,
preference is.
exactly. So people can add to it.
This is what they call social sphere.
Let's move ahead. So there.
Also, we'd like to mention how we have added the orange strips here. Okay, since we couldn't add more to the space and it's already so crowded.
Because
so
of the
we thought
cubicles.
the orange color, orange stripes would actually pop up the space just by the color.
Yeah.
That's what.
So when we were looking at the space as a whole, we thought of the gray color over here and how it kind of felt a little flat, so a little bland. So we thought of how we could incorporate the color orange and again, like she said,
Pop up the place.
to pop the entire space up.
Also, we have added
So this is the bench, the sitting bench, and also the standing desk. So this is the conference room right beside it. So if you just want to do some last minute things to go into the conference, so you can do that and just shut it afterwards. And also just sit if you want to and work here again. We have that
Added these whiteboards
on the
corners.
sides
Yeah, and sides.
to make it more interactive. Because these spaces when we came in seemed a bit dead, so we wanted to bring it up to like life so that it can be used and utilized. Wait for them. And since our corridor since our corridor space over there had some greenery in that entire walkway, so we wanted to parallel this space that we had, so it kind of parallels the greenery overall in the space. The same benches followed over here on either side of the conference space. This is the conference room.
This is what you've been maintaining the same size.
Yeah.
So the conference room we had the idea that we would keep it minimal. So we would
हमने
keep
अपने आप
it
को पहचान लिया.
So we would keep it minimal and more of a sophisticated theme here and not go overboard with the color orange and everything. So we just incorporated a single strip of color over here, so it also ties up to the entire space, but it isn't like overdone. And we the lighting, especially in here, we kept like task lighting on top of the table, so when you're working you have ample source of light to just cover up your workspace, and then some lighting on the side to cover up the chairs as well. So when you're sitting, you don't feel you're in the dark. So, and afterwards we incorporated blackout blinds to really enhance the lighting in the space also. And then the major design element in the space was the TV unit. We wanted to make it multi-purposed, and how the TV unit in itself can be a whiteboard. So we made a pull-out pocket whiteboard which can slide inside. When you're done writing on it, when you're presenting, you can write stuff on it, and then when you're done, you can close it.
You can write on efficient.
Yeah, space efficiency.
And additional people.
Additionally, yes, if you have more people and the chairs, so
Instead of adding more chairs to the space, we just thought of adding a sitting that's more comfortable. Yeah.
All without working can sleep quietly.
Lama wanted to say and more cool.
So this balloon will be the permanent part of the
No,
decoration?
no, it's just
That's for you.
So this is the partners wall and also an award wall. So we certificate wall. So we considered like putting up the partners that are associated with JBS over on this wall. So when you again on the walkway, so when you're going, you can experience this wall as you walk by it. And we left the spaces empty, so in the future when you want to add stuff to it, add more frames to it, they can.
You take the company. This is
The partners wall.
take one. You take it out there.
Yeah, I will show you at the entrance.
Actually, we are building a legacy wall. So you're right. So this will be here. We ran out of time,
That will have
but
all
they will be
what you
building a
guys have
legacy
done,
wall which will
JBS,
cover the
like,
whole story of
story,
JBS
yeah.
from 1984
Yeah.
or whatever.
Yeah, when it was
This will be on
ABS.
this. So that's work in progress. These young people were extremely upset.
They have the climate for
No, not because of that. I think वो initially हमारे से but this wall will be used as a legacy.
So this is the waiting space. At first when we came in, this space was empty and we thought like there should be a space when people are coming in and they want to have a meeting with someone and they can wait here and write some notes if they want to. And also this area was like a niche and we thought of incorporating 3 shelves inside of it that would hold the awards and certificates and also some magazines if you're waiting and sitting. So this was the idea for this space to accommodate for the waiting people.
Are you planning to have visitors on the 10th floor?
Sometimes, not of course as a norm.
Okay, sir. So this is the entrance space. At first when we came in, we thought that this entire space, the floor doesn't have an indication of where you're coming. So we wanted to incorporate the JBS logo. So as you come in, you are indicated of where you are. And since also the JBS Associated has acquired these companies, we wanted to incorporate that also within the design, but we thought of how we could make it again functional. So this was a space that had a chair here, so the waiting people could sit here and wait for the elevator to come up. So we wanted to remove that and incorporate the entire space into a sitting bench, and also the companies over here are displayed here. Some of the panels we have left, so the companies that, like the further companies that will come in, they can be incorporated here. This space, this zone, that as you enter into the floor, you have this zone that welcomes you inside. So we have these orange colored carpet tiles in that room in the ideation zone. So we wanted to incorporate here also because of the color orange and the gray and how it has a gradient and follows through the floor. So when you enter, this floor doesn't feel alienated to the walls.
To give
So-
you insight of what you're going to experience inside the
Yeah.
floor.
So moving ahead.
Just a quick observation. You're fantastic. Why did you go for orange for the spots?
The red parts, because works for you.
But then it's not red enough. Just an observation.
But not just JBS.
So again, this walkway is one of the most important ones since this is the main.
What she's wearing it works for you. You know?
Yes. So we incorporated these planters, and especially this wall is something that needs to be highlighted. So we incorporated a lighting system that is called cove lighting. So you have like back lighting. So when we were considering the design of the space, we were faced with this red fire extinguisher box. So we thought we couldn't really remove it and how we could incorporate it into our design. And since the whole our concept is about energy, the flow of energy and all that, we thought of these points. This is on this wall and at the very end. So we thought of incorporating the red box as our design, as our energy hub, and how the energy is flowed to represent the different values JBS stands for. That is integrity, safety, innovation, ownership, trust, and all that. So as you walk by it, you're constantly reminded of the values JBS stands for. This is how we powered it through those energy boxes on either side of it, and then the energy flows towards it.
All done?
All done.
Congratulations, very well done. A lot of effort has gone into the thought process, I'm sure. Were you four girls working together at the Indus, or you came together over here?
We were friends before, but we had different majors, and then we came together in the end.
Sorry, I didn't get
We had different majors, and in the end, we came together. We were friends before, so.
So basically, just from my understanding, how did you all connect?
So that's Zainab will tell you.
Yeah.
So I was assigned this project on behalf of VI. He asked me to recruit some recent graduates from IVS because he wanted to give an opportunity to these young people instead of just opting for a firm who can do all of this for you. So then I contacted Ramama, and she brought her friends along. And in fact, it's a very interesting story that I would like Ramama to share with you. So they all came here, and this is their first project together, and now they've formed a design studio. You could like brand yourself if you want.
So it's very, very new since this is our first project and we just made up a team. So we are working on our team, the Cohere Studio. So we will tell you more about it while we walk through it and how we came. Yeah.
What's the name?
Cohere Design.
So
Coming together. Yeah.
coming together,
How we
coherency.
came together ourselves and how we designed like four different ideas and four different mindsets and how we combine that to form one
Holistic design in the end.
So coherent.
Yeah.
Basically.
So it's
Definitely there's one commonality between all four of you.
what?
Tell me what is that? Well, I don't know. I didn't want it to go on personality, but more on diet based. You are all underfed. Well done. But more importantly, I mean, Indus Valley.
Yeah.
You know where it started?
Yeah, the Nasirwanji branch at Sadar.
There's a building right on the corner of Tipu Sultan, one next to it. Free Modern Cooperative Housing Society.
Oh, wow. Remember that?
Oh wow.
No, it's my house. It's my brother's house.
Oh wow. That's interesting.
Shahid Abdullah and company who given,
Yes.
given the space, they were nearly there for 3 years before they moved to that place. That's where Indus Valley started. So,
You were always told it's
so
Sadar.
Jaffers
Yes.
have always been very proud of the fact that where Indus has come today. You know what I mean? So we are very happy to see the byproduct, and I'm sure you guys deserve to go many places. Last but not the least, one of the things that you must have in this with the contract with the CEO over here, to revisit this place every 3 months to see what you conceived and how they have abused, or how they have abused you, whatever. Because this is where the problem comes. You know, from an architect point of view or a designer point of view, you perceive something, you do it, and you assume that that was the best thing because that was what you decided. And at the end of the day, people start abusing it by using it differently, and, not the way you conceived it. So that would help your future prospects.
they're not going away from this floor.
No, because most probably there are some customers here who are from other
But
floors.
you already told them about the 3 other floors. Yeah, exactly. I've told them. Yeah.
I said, you have
But this one
six floors coming in.
in Lahore.
So you have customers right now over here as we speak, and that was the whole idea of them bringing. But again, congratulations to all of you.
Thank you so much, sir.
It's a great effort.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
How dairy tax.
I think just the board members can stand here. That's like. Fahim has traveled all the way from Lahore to be part of this celebration and be part of the team, just to show how much the board values each one of you and these kind of events. So once again, thank you so very much for all the board members to be here. I'll just do a brief intro and then we'll proceed with the some awards, recognitions, and of course a few words of encouragement, motivation from the board members as well. Many of you who are new to JBS or relatively new to JBS may not know that 2014 and before, JBS used to be on this floor. So this was the floor in 2014 and before where JBS was housed. But because the business was not doing well, we as a team at that point in time decided we cannot afford the luxury of being in this floor and we need to consolidate, and all of us squeezed to move to 8th floor, and we caused a lot of disturbance to the people who were already on that floor because there were a lot of people on 8th floor and JBS was provided a space there. This space was actually given to one of our competitor and industry partner, Abacus Consulting. So this floor, few months ago, was being used by Abacus Consulting. The good news is that in 2014, we thought we do not deserve this place, based on the business, based on the volume, based on the kind of work that we were doing. In 2021, I say it with a lot of pride and with a lot of passion and happiness that today you guys have earned the right to be on this floor. And for that, all of you deserve a lot of congratulations. And because a lot of hard work has gone into transforming this company, and I'll just share a few things with you in terms of how we have moved. So in 2014, we were a division of Jaffer Brothers Limited. So we were one of the business units, just like those of us who are familiar with JBS structure. JIS is one of the business unit, and JCS is one of the business unit, etc., etc. So JBS was one of the business unit of Jaffer Brothers in 2014. In 2021, JBS is a company, and along with it has 4 other companies with it. So that's the progress, right? In 2014, JBS was a 304 people company, and that includes our headcount employees, contract employees, as well as managed services employees. In 2021, we are from 304 people, we are an 836 people organization, and that is how we have progressed. But one of the most important element of this floor, as far as I'm concerned, is right on that side. which is what we call the purpose wall. This wall will depict who we are and why we are in business. And each one of us needs to learn, practice, imbibe, inculcate, promote the purpose of why we exist, and that wall will continue to remind us of why we exist. So we exist to improve the lives of people, communities, stakeholders, country, in the areas that we work in. So let's look at few things that has happened since 2014. So when you add one person, or when you become an enabler of providing an employment to one person, it is normally said that 6 industries get impacted. The person will buy groceries, so retail industry gets impacted. He will buy clothes, so clothing industry gets impacted. He will buy some household stuff, so furniture industry gets impacted. So each person makes an impact to the economy. So in 2014, we as a company paid direct taxes, or as a division of JBS, paid direct taxes of 41 million rupees to the country. And I'm talking about the purpose of why we exist and how we contribute to national economy. In 2021, expectedly, we will end up contributing 150 million directly to the tax and to the national economy in terms of taxes. And that's an impact that we will be making. And likewise, we have added 500 people, so imagine the impact on the economy and the families that goes with it. Assuming there are 6 people to a family, direct dependent, you're talking about making an impact to the lives of 3,000 people, and that's the purpose of why we exist. So every day we need to think why we exist and how we are living the purpose of why we exist. We don't exist to make money. We exist to do what we make with money. And that is to improve the lives of people, customers, communities, stakeholders, and the countries that we work in. So that's just an introduction. Are we done with it? No. This passion, this progress, this desire to grow will continue unabated. We have a 2030 vision, which is to be a $100 million company. And by the end of this year, we'll be close to 35-36%. But we have 7 years to go, and we'll get there. So as somebody said, and I hope I remember it correctly, कश्ती भी नहीं बदली, दरिया भी नहीं बदला. कश्ती भी नहीं बदली, दरिया भी नहीं बदला. हम डूबने वालों ने रास्ता भी नहीं बदला. है शौक़ सफ़र ऐसा, एक उम्र हुई हमको, मंजिल भी नहीं पाई, रास्ता भी नहीं बदला. So we'll continue to be at it, right? We will not stop. We'll continue to dream. We'll continue to think big, and we'll continue to progress. In the bargain, we'll continue to learn. In the bargain, we'll continue to fail sometimes, and we'll learn and get up faster. So with that, I'll stop. So once again, I want to thank all the board members for being here. For now, I'll start with each board members to say a few things. How you felt, how your comments on the place. Chairman will come right at the end, and then we'll have few recognitions before I go to the chairman, and we'll have finally the cake cutting in the ideation room. Okay.
अच्छा वकार साहब, थैंक यू वेरी मच फॉर द इनविटेशन. स्पेशली आपने इतनी मोहब्बत से बुलाया तो फिर मैं इनकार नहीं कर सका. मैं लाहौर से मैं इस काम के लिए आया. बहरहाल आप सब लोगों को बहुत बहुत मुबारक हो. एंड द वे यू हैव अरेंज दिस, आई एम श्योर दिस विल बी शोइंग द पैशन एंड एनर्जी एंड एवरीथिंग इन इट. और ये एनर्जी और ये जो पैशन है, ये आपको बहुत आगे लेके जाएगा. और जो विजन 2030 है, आई एम श्योर कि आप जो भी अभी टारगेट सेट हैं उससे बहुत आगे जाएंगे. और कांग्रेचुलेशन वंस अगेन. थैंक यू वेरी
मच. Thank you very much. I'm delighted to see this transformation of this space. In fact, this transformation started to appear on the financial numbers first, because 2018-19, what I remember, the number was close to about 2 billion, then hitting 2.6. Then I think 20 it was 3 billion, and now most probably we are heading to 4 billion. So the reflection started to come in the financials first, and then we are looking right now at the transformation that's happening here. We see the value wall, we see the purpose wall. And I was just thinking that the scale has brought JBS from 8th floor to 10th floor. We don't have more floors, but as it is said, that the sky is the limit. So that's where you can scale up. Well done, all of you. You deserve, and you really are the brand ambassadors for this company. Thank you.
Thank you. Pierre-Louis.
Okay, I'm doing it in French. Anybody has a problem with that? Well, I think first of all I would like to congratulate Vekar, because when we are talking of having a vision, coming from rank Xerox to what we see today, and I see around a lot of very young faces. And I tell you, you are very lucky, not only to have a leader like him, that's a given, because you are really living in an industry which is breeding on innovation. The speed of innovation is there and will never stop. On our side in agriculture, you know, innovation is something that, oh, this product is only 40 years old, it will last another 20 years. So you are on a cycle of very fast innovation, and I think that the job that you have been doing there, I recognize some of the ideas that Vekar has been telling us in the board many, many times. We want space, we want to be open, we want to be close, and that is very well done. Congratulations. And congratulations to this team of young ladies, because at my age we start to look at the young people and say, what are they bringing to the world? Oh my God. Very good, very well done, good choice of color, good association, maximum use of the space. So you are all young, you're going to be happy. Welcome.
Thank you.
Well, I don't know, I think it's been captured before. Extremely well done with the place. But I mentioned this was not just JBS in 2014, it was also for new returnees. My first place was one of your meeting rooms back here for about 6 months before I went downstairs to the 9th floor. I'm happy with the brightness, the color, just the exuberance that this place has brought about. So I'd like to thank you, ladies. This is very good. And now I'm hoping that you'll start seeping downwards through the building. Not just our floor. I mean, there's 5 other floors of other people, and I'm sure if you invite them up, they wouldn't mind a little refresh themselves. And like I joked with you earlier, there's 6 floors coming now in Lahore that Fahim Saab here is evaluating. And so consider this an interview for that. But very well done, and congratulations to everyone here, in JBS especially. And I look across, there's not just young faces, I see some old faces as well, which is good. You guys have been here throughout the transformation, that's amazing. Congratulations yet again. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay, so thank you, everyone. Thank you for the words of encouragement. As we were discussing, when we were doing the round, somehow young people have never disappointed me in my career. You bring them in, you give them a vision, you tell them what needs to be done, they produce magic. And literally that's how it works. You do need to guide them in between, but leave them on their own. Don't micromanage them, don't push them, let them be on their own, let them unleash their potential, and this is the magic that they produce. So I want to express my sincere thanks and gratitude to this young team. What was the name of the company you guys said? Cohere, the Cohere team. And once we were joking about it here, and Wajid, I don't know where he is, and when this idea that they will form a company after this project came about, so Wajid said, be careful, Vakar will acquire you. So if you are up for acquisition, let me know. But once again, really appreciate. I want to do some recognitions before we proceed to the chairman to say his words of encouragement, advice, and future vision for the group. So first is I want to recognize some internal people for helping us put this together. Remember, this is not the job of anyone to do it in JBS because we don't have a specific department to be taking care of facilities. Of course, we work very closely with our administration. And 3 people, 1 from the group and 2 from JBS were entrusted with the task to work with these young ladies and help transform the place. I want to recognize those 3 people for being brilliant, for going out of the way, for not thinking whether it is my job or not, but delivering to perfection so that what we are calling this is an home away from home. So we create a place for each one of us to be comfortable, to be very professional, to be bright, as Nadir said, but also which brings the best out of us. And give us enough opportunity with social spare room that you saw, ideation room, to also relax and have fun, right? So let me start with the youngest, and I would request Nadir, being the youngest here from the board member, to do the honors, to do the presentation. So I want to recognize Zainab first for taking a lead, and so there is. Zainab, thank you very much. Very well done. The second person I want to recognize is from the group for being brilliant. Very responsive, and I asked these young ladies once as to how the support has been. तो उन्होंने कहा कि यार हमने उनको इतना तंग किया but never showed any emotion and would always be there to provide the right support so that everything happens the way they wanted it, and worked with them to ensure that they learn, because this is their first assignment as we discussed. So they don't know how the real world look like, and I'm sure they've had a lot of experience of it during the course of this project, and they'll possibly share a bit as well. But he was with them. He mentored them, guided them, worked with them, and literally went out of the way to produce this kind of work. So I want to recognize Muhammad Ali for being brilliant. PLD, if you can do the honors, please. And then, of course, just like every project, you assign it to one lead who then guides everyone and work with them, sometime in a nice way, other times not in a nice way, and gets his complaint to me as well. So the person who was assigned this task, Sabir, the person who was assigned this task to lead from the group, from JBS side, was Zahir Malik, and he did a stellar job. Zahir. Okay, so now the time for recognizing these young ladies. So each one will come, take the certificate, and if you want to say something, please, you are free to pick up your mic with the microphone and say a few words on your experience, on how you felt, etc. So let me start with Ghamama, because you were the first to be contacted. My request, Fahim. Mike?
Yeah.
Yeah, you want to say something? Yeah, go ahead.
Assalamualaikum. I would like to thank Sir Vikar, importantly, because this opportunity, it really gave us an insight of the professional world, और it taught us कि कितना कि मतलब हम लोग को किस तरह से लोगों से deal करना पड़ता है, which was, I think, the biggest thing that we all experienced and learned. So, sir, thank you so much for trusting us, and then again, Sir Ali, thank you so much for guiding us throughout, and to the people on the floor for coming, motivating us throughout the process. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you, Mama. Maria, may I request you to come and collect your memento from Nadir? Mariam, you want to say something?
I would also like to thank all of you. Thank you, sir. Thank you, Ali, Zainab, Zahir. Thank you. And all that Gamama said.
Thank you. Thank you. So next is Eamon. Yeah. Give it to Fahim. Eamon, mic is yours.
Same thing. Thank you so much, sir. We are extremely grateful for the opportunity. And thank you, Sir Ali. बहुत अच्छा experience था. And that's it. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. And last but not the least, Arisha. So, Sabir.
I would just like to say, like, as a designer, we are restricted sometimes to a certain degree of the client saying we don't want this, we don't want that. But here we were given the freedom, like it was our first time, but we were given the freedom to do whatever we wanted and design however we wanted. You put our trust in us and we appreciate that. So thank you for the opportunity. And also thank you, sir.